Have you ever wondered why meditation has such a profound effect on your mind, your body, and even the circumstances of your life? Why simply closing your eyes, taking a breath, and entering the silence of your own inner world can shift stress into serenity, chaos into clarity, and resistance into flow? The answer is not just psychological, it is quantum. When you enter meditation, you are not just calming your mind, you are tuning into the fundamental fabric of reality. Quantum physics tells us that everything in this universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Thoughts are energy. Emotions are energy. Every state of being you hold is broadcasting a signal into the field around you. Now, when the mind is restless, scattered, or anxious, it vibrates incoherently. This incoherence creates noise, not only in your brain, but in the electromagnetic field of your heart. Your energy is dispersed, unfocused, and unable to align with new possibilities. You are essentially reinforcing the same old patterns. But in meditation, something miraculous happens. As you slow your breath, as you quiet the mental chatter, the brain waves begin to move from beta, the survival state, into alpha and theta, states of deep relaxation and creativity. In those frequencies, the mind and heart enter coherence. And coherence is the language of the quantum field. Think of it like this: when an orchestra is tuning, it's chaos, no harmony, just scattered notes. But when they play in sync, a single vibration of music fills the room. Meditation does the same with your energy. It brings all parts of your being into harmony. That harmony, that calmness is not weakness, it's power. Because a coherent mind and heart have the ability to influence matter, to draw in experiences that match the frequency of peace, balance, and wholeness. Science now shows us that your heart has its own electromagnetic field, measurable up to several feet outside your body. When you are calm, grateful, or centered, that field expands and strengthens. In that moment, you are broadcasting order into the chaos of the universe. You are not reacting to life. You are commanding it. Meditation is not about escaping reality. It is about mastering reality. The more you practice entering stillness, the more you condition your nervous system to live beyond stress, beyond fear, beyond limitation. You are literally reprogramming your biology to match the future you desire. And here lies the quantum secret. Calmness is the frequency of creation. In stillness, the field of infinite possibilities opens. In silence, you become connected to something greater than yourself. And in that space, you are no longer a victim of your environment. You are a creator of it. So when you sit down to meditate, remember, you are not just closing your eyes. You are opening the gateway to the quantum field. You are aligning your energy with order, harmony, and intelligence far greater than the mind can comprehend. And in that alignment, life begins to reflect back to you the peace, abundance, and wholeness you carry within. The secret has always been within you. And through meditation, you finally remember it. When most people think of meditation, they see it only as a practice for calming the mind, reducing stress, or finding a little peace in a busy world. And while it certainly offers those benefits, the truth goes much deeper. Meditation is not just a psychological exercise, it is a quantum experience. Every time you close your eyes and enter that inner space of stillness, you are connecting to the very fabric of reality itself. Let's break this down. At the most fundamental level, everything in the universe is energy. Science tells us that the solid world we see around us is not as solid as it appears. Atoms, the building blocks of matter, are made mostly of empty space. And inside that space exists a field of pure potential, a quantum field, where energy can become anything. This field is not bound by time, space, or physical laws the way we normally understand them. It is intelligent, infinite, and creative. Meditation is the gateway to this field. When your mind is caught in survival, worrying, analyzing, reacting, you are locked into the limited patterns of your environment. You're simply recycling old thoughts and old emotions which generate the same predictable outcomes. But when you meditate, when you withdraw your attention from the outside world and direct it inward, you begin to tune into a deeper dimension. You're no longer bound by the constant chatter of the conscious mind. Instead, you begin to experience the silence that connects you with the quantum fabric of existence. In this silence, your brainwaves shift. Instead of rapid, chaotic beta states linked to stress and survival, you move into alpha and theta waves, slower frequencies associated with relaxation, creativity, and expanded awareness. This shift is not just a biological reaction, it is an energetic alignment. You are literally sensing your personal energy with the energy of the universe. And in doing so, you step into the field where possibilities exist before they become physical reality. Here's the key. Meditation allows you to become no one, nowhere, in no time. In that space, you drop the identity of your body, your past, your environment, and your limitations. You step beyond the known self and touch the unknown. That unknown is not empty, it's full of potential. It is the field from which all creation emerges. And when you connect with it, you are no longer just managing stress, you are actively reshaping your reality at the deepest level. So, meditation is not about escaping the world. It's about accessing the code behind it. It's about aligning your mind and body with the creative intelligence of the universe. It's about remembering that you are not separate from the field. You are part of it. Every time you sit in stillness, you are reconnecting to this truth. And in that connection lies the power to transform not just how you feel, but how your life unfolds. At the core of reality lies a truth so profound and yet so simple. Everything is energy. From the chair you sit on, to the thoughts running through your mind, to the emotions you feel in your heart, everything is vibrating, everything is frequency. The world we see as solid, tangible, and physical is, in truth, a dance of invisible waves of energy. When you truly understand this, you also understand why your inner state has the power to shape your outer world. Let's begin with your thoughts. Each thought you think produces an electrical signal in the brain. These signals aren't confined inside your skull. They generate measurable energy fields. Thoughts are not random sparks. They are frequencies broadcasting information into the quantum field. Now, combine those thoughts with emotions, and you create a powerful broadcast. Emotions act like the magnetic charge that amplifies the electrical frequency of thought. Together, they become an electromagnetic signature, a signal you are constantly radiating into the field around you. This means that every moment of your life, you are not just living in the world, you are broadcasting into it. You are sending signals, and those signals attract and interact with energy that matches their vibration. If your dominant thoughts are of fear, scarcity, or limitation, you are unconsciously tuning your energy to frequencies that call in more of the same. On the other hand, when your mind is filled with gratitude, love, and possibility, your frequency shifts to align with experiences of abundance, harmony, and growth. Think of yourself as a radio tower. The frequency you set determines the station you receive. If you keep tuning into a station of worry, you will keep receiving experiences that match worry. But if you change the station, if you intentionally choose thoughts of peace, emotions of love, and states of wholeness, you begin to broadcast a new signal. And when that signal goes into the quantum field, reality must respond. Because energy always attracts like energy. This is not philosophy, it is physics. Studies have shown that the human heart generates the largest electromagnetic field in the body. When you are in a state of coherence, when your heart and mind are aligned, you radiate a powerful, orderly signal into the field. This signal can be detected several feet beyond the body, but its influence is far greater because energy is not limited by space the way matter is. You are literally communicating with the invisible fabric of reality, whether you are aware of it or not. Here's the liberating truth. You are not stuck with the frequency you've been living in. You can change it at will by becoming conscious of your thoughts, by choosing emotions that elevate rather than drain, by practicing meditation and intentional focus. You shift the broadcast you send into the field. And as that signal changes, so too does the life that returns to you. So remember, everything is energy, everything is frequency, and your thoughts and emotions are the controls on the dial. Choose wisely, because the signal you send is the reality you receive. Have you ever noticed how, when your mind is restless, your entire life feels scattered? You think one thought, then another, then another. Like a radio constantly changing stations, never staying long enough to hear the music. This is what happens when your energy is incoherent. And incoherence is the reason most people stay trapped in cycles they desperately want to escape. Let's break it down. Your brain is an electrical organ. Billions of neurons are firing every second, producing measurable brain waves. When the mind is restless, filled with worry, judgment, or constant analysis, these brain waves move chaotically. Instead of harmony, there is noise. Instead of flow, there is conflict. The energy is dispersed, scattered in many directions. And when energy is scattered, it loses power. Think of light. When light is diffused, it's weak, it barely warms your skin. But when light is focused into a laser, it gains power strong enough to cut through steel. The same principle applies to your energy. A restless mind disperses your energy, leaving you powerless. A coherent mind focuses it, giving you the ability to change. Now, incoherence doesn't just exist in the brain, it exists in the heart as well. Science has shown that your heart produces a powerful electromagnetic field. When you feel emotions like stress, fear, or frustration, your heart rhythm becomes irregular and chaotic. This incoherence sends a scrambled signal to the brain, and the two fall out of alignment. In this state, you are living in survival. You are reacting to your environment instead of creating from it. And here is the trap: a restless, incoherent mind keeps replaying the same old programs. You think the same thoughts you thought yesterday, which trigger the same emotions, which then reinforce the same thoughts. This feedback loop wires the brain into the past. You might want change, you might even pray for it, but your energy is so fragmented that the quantum field has nothing coherent to respond to. You are broadcasting static, and static cannot attract new experiences. This is why people feel stuck. They are trying to create a new future with the same scattered energy of the past. They want abundance, but their mind is filled with lack. They want peace, but their heart is beating in stress. They want freedom, but their brain waves are trapped in survival mode. And as long as incoherence rules their inner world, their outer world cannot change. But here's the empowering truth: incoherence is not permanent. The moment you begin to calm the mind, to focus your attention, to regulate your breathing, you begin to bring order to chaos. You slow the brain waves, you bring rhythm back to the heart, and suddenly energy that was scattered begins to align. That alignment is coherence. And coherence is the first step toward transformation. So remember this: a restless mind equals incoherence, and incoherence equals limitation. But when you master your inner world, when you bring stillness to the chatter and order to the chaos, you reclaim your power. Your energy stops being wasted on the past and begins building the future. And that is when change becomes not only possible, but inevitable. If a restless mind creates incoherence, then meditation is the antidote. Meditation is the art of bringing order to chaos, harmony to noise, and coherence to the scattered energies of the body and mind. When you sit in stillness, slow your breath, and quiet the endless chatter, you are not just relaxing. You are literally reprogramming the rhythms of your brain and heart. Let's explore what happens scientifically. Your brain operates on frequencies much like a radio. In daily life, when you're problem-solving, rushing, or stressed, your brain operates in high beta waves, fast, chaotic signals tied to survival. In this state, you're hyper-alert but unfocused, reacting rather than creating. Over time, high beta keeps the body stuck in stress hormones like cortisol, wiring you into a loop of tension and exhaustion. But meditation shifts the station. As you slow your breath and withdraw your attention from the external world, brain activity begins to change. High beta activity decreases, and the brain naturally transitions into alpha waves, a calmer, more balanced state. Alpha is the bridge between the conscious and subconscious. In alpha, creativity awakens, focus deepens, and the mind becomes more receptive. As you move deeper, the brain can shift further into theta waves, a slower, more hypnotic rhythm often associated with dream states or deep meditation. Theta allows access to the subconscious programs that run your daily life. In this state, you are no longer locked into the limitations of survival. You are opening the door to change at the deepest level of your being. Now, here's why this matters: coherence. Coherence means alignment. Your brain waves are no longer scattered. They are organized, rhythmic, and harmonious. The heart follows this same principle. With meditation and deep breathing, your heart rhythm steadies, creating a smooth, ordered pattern known as heart coherence. When the brain and heart enter coherence together, they synchronize like instruments playing in harmony. This harmony creates a powerful electromagnetic field that radiates beyond the body. In this coherent state, your energy stops being wasted. Instead, it becomes focused, deliberate, and aligned. And coherence is the very language the quantum field understands. A scattered, restless mind sends a weak signal into the field, but a coherent mind and heart broadcast strength, clarity, and order. This signal is what draws new experiences, opportunities, and synchronicities into your life. So meditation is not just about calming down. It is about tuning up. It is the practice of shifting from disorder to order, from survival to creation, from incoherence to coherence. With every breath you take in stillness, you are conditioning your nervous system to live in balance rather than stress. You are training your energy to become organized, focused, and powerful. This is why meditation has the power to change lives. It takes you out of the noise of the old self and places you in the silence of potential. And in that silence, coherence emerges. And when coherence emerges, transformation follows. The universe is not listening to the words you speak. It is responding to the energy you radiate. And the most powerful energy you can emit is coherence. Coherence is more than calmness. It is the alignment of your thoughts, emotions, and intentions into a single, harmonious signal. It is order in the midst of chaos. And this order is what the quantum field recognizes and responds to. Let's look at this more closely. The brain generates electrical activity. The heart generates magnetic activity. Together, they form an electromagnetic field around the body. When the mind is thinking one thing, the heart is feeling another, and the body is acting out yet another program. Your signal is fragmented. You are sending out a weak, incoherent broadcast into the quantum field. And what does the field reflect back? More fragmentation, more inconsistency, more of the same. But when the mind and the heart come into harmony, when your thoughts match your emotions, coherence is created. For example, if you think about abundance while truly feeling gratitude for the abundance already in your life, your energy becomes unified. You are no longer wishing for change. You are embodying the frequency of change. The quantum field reads this coherent signal as truth and begins to reorganize reality to match it. Think of the difference between static on a radio and a clear, tuned station. Static is incoherence, chaotic signals that interfere with one another. A tuned station is coherence, signals aligned to deliver a clear message. The quantum field is always listening, but only coherent signals are strong enough to create measurable effects in reality. Science now supports this idea. Studies from organizations like HeartMath have shown that when people generate feelings of love, compassion, or gratitude, their heart rhythms enter coherence. This coherence then influences the brain, creating synchronization between the two. In this state, people report deep intuition, expanded awareness, and a greater ability to influence outcomes in their lives. They are literally broadcasting a stronger, more organized electromagnetic field into the world. This is the secret. Coherence is not just a feeling, it is a frequency. And that frequency interacts with the invisible fabric of the universe. Incoherence keeps you bound to survival, trapped in the past, and disconnected from possibility. Coherence connects you to the quantum field, the realm where all possibilities exist and gives you the ability to draw new experiences into your reality. So, the real work of meditation is not only stillness, it is coherence. It is bringing your thoughts and emotions into alignment, embodying the energy of the future you wish to create, and broadcasting that signal with clarity and strength. When you live from coherence, life no longer feels random or chaotic. Synchronicities appear, opportunities unfold, healing happens. Because coherence is the language of the quantum field. And when you learn to speak it fluently, the universe has no choice but to answer. The heart is not just a muscle pumping blood through your body. It is an intelligent energy center with the power to influence your life far beyond what you can see. In fact, the heart generates the largest electromagnetic field in the human body, extending several feet in every direction. And here's the extraordinary truth. This field is not only measurable, but it changes depending on your emotional state. When you are stressed, angry, or fearful, the field becomes erratic and chaotic. But when you are calm, grateful, and centered, the heart's electromagnetic field becomes ordered, expansive, and coherent. This is more than just biology. It is physics. Every electromagnetic field carries information. In other words, when your heart is incoherent, you are broadcasting confusion into the quantum field. But when your heart is coherent, you are broadcasting order. And the universe, which is fundamentally an intelligent field of energy, always responds to order. It reorganizes itself to match the frequency you emit. Calmness is not weakness. Calmness is power. When you enter a state of inner calm, through meditation, deep breathing, or simply shifting into gratitude, you are literally expanding your influence. The electromagnetic field of your heart begins to radiate harmony into the environment around you. You've probably felt this before. Walk into a room where someone is stressed and you feel the tension instantly. Walk into a room where someone is calm and peaceful and you feel at ease. That is the power of the heart's field in action. But here's where it becomes even more profound. Your heart's electromagnetic field doesn't just affect the people and environment around you. It interacts directly with the quantum field. In calmness, your heart broadcasts signals of balance, wholeness, and alignment. These signals are coherent, organized, and strong. They act like a tuning fork, calling forth experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate with the same frequency. In other words, calmness doesn't just make you feel better, it magnetizes a better reality to you. This is why ancient traditions have always placed so much emphasis on the heart. Modern science is now catching up, showing us that the heart has its own nervous system, sometimes called the heart-brain. It communicates constantly with the brain in your head, sending signals that can either create stress and disorder or harmony and clarity. When you choose calmness, you are choosing to activate the intelligence of the heart, and in doing so, you align with creation itself. So think of calmness as a broadcast. In chaos, your heart radiates static. In calmness, it radiates music. And that music has the power to influence not only your biology, but the reality around you. The more often you practice living in calm coherence, the more you train your body to live in balance rather than stress. And the more you radiate order into the field, the more the field responds by bringing order into your life. The heart is the bridge between the human and the divine, between matter and energy. And when it expands in calmness, it reminds you of your greatest truth. You are not separate from creation. You are a co-creator of it. Many people misunderstand meditation. They see it as a way to retreat from the world, to escape the noise, or to temporarily feel better before returning to the same old problems. But meditation is not about escaping life. It is about mastering it. It is not about closing your eyes and running away from reality. It is about opening your inner eyes to the truth that you are greater than your circumstances, greater than your past, and greater than your limitations. To understand this, we must look at the body. For most people, the body has been programmed by years, sometimes decades, of stress. Each stressful thought releases chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol. These chemicals train the body to live in survival mode. Over time, the body becomes addicted to stress, expecting fear, worry, or frustration as its normal state of being. In this state, the body is not serving you. It is controlling you. It has become the mind. Here is where meditation becomes mastery. When you sit in stillness and shift your awareness inward, you begin to break the cycle. You stop reacting to the environment, stop feeding the body's addiction to stress, and instead teach it a new way of being. By slowing your breath, calming the nervous system, and focusing on elevated emotions like gratitude, peace, or love, you signal to the body that the danger has passed. The stress response shuts down, and the body begins to move into healing, balance, and renewal. But it doesn't stop there. Meditation goes beyond calming the body. It reprograms it. The subconscious mind, which holds the programs of your habits, fears, and beliefs, becomes more accessible in meditation. In states like alpha and theta brain waves, you can install new patterns of wholeness, confidence, and abundance. You are no longer living as a prisoner of the past. You are creating a new future by conditioning the body to feel it before it arrives. This is mastery. When you meditate, you are not escaping the challenges of life. You are training your biology to rise above them. You are teaching your nervous system how to live beyond fear, how to live beyond limitation, and how to embody the state of being that matches the life you want to create. You are no longer reacting. You are consciously creating. Think of it this way. Anyone can feel peace on a beach vacation. But true mastery is carrying that same peace into a stressful meeting, a difficult conversation, or an uncertain future. Meditation trains you for that mastery. It conditions your body and mind to remain coherent and calm no matter what the environment throws at you. So remember, this truth meditation is not escape. It is empowerment. It is the daily practice of reclaiming your energy, reprogramming your biology, and aligning with the best version of yourself. And when you live from mastery instead of survival, you no longer wait for life to change. You become the very change itself. Calmness is often mistaken for passivity, for doing nothing, for withdrawing from the flow of life. But in truth, calmness is the most powerful creative state you can enter. Why? Because calmness is coherence. Calmness is alignment. Calmness is the frequency that allows you to access the infinite possibilities of the quantum field. Think about it, the universe is not chaotic. It is deeply ordered. Every galaxy, every atom, every wave of energy moves in patterns of harmony. When your mind is restless and your emotions are turbulent, you are out of sync with this universal order. You are broadcasting noise into a symphony of creation. But when you become calm, when you step into stillness, you align your personal energy with the intelligence that governs the cosmos. Suddenly, you are no longer swimming against the current. You are flowing with it. Calmness is the doorway to creation because it opens you to the field of potential. In survival, the body and mind are focused on what's known, the past, and the predictable future. Stress keeps you locked in the loop of cause and effect. But in calmness, you step outside of time. The past loses its grip, the future loosens its hold, and you enter the eternal now, the only place where creation truly happens. This is why meditation is so powerful. In stillness, the chatter of the conscious mind softens and the subconscious opens. You begin to feel spacious, expanded, limitless. And in that expansion, you are not bound by what has been. You are free to imagine what could be. You tap into the field where all possibilities exist, and from there, you can choose new potentials for your life. Calmness is not empty. It is full of intelligence, full of creativity, full of energy waiting to take form. It is in calmness that ideas arrive, insights emerge, and synchronicities unfold. Have you ever noticed how solutions come not when you are frantic, but when you are relaxed? That's because calmness allows you to tune into frequencies that are unavailable in stress. But here is the deeper secret: calmness is not just for meditation cushions and quiet rooms. True mastery is carrying that frequency into daily life. Imagine walking through challenges with calmness in your heart. Imagine making decisions not from fear, but from clarity. Imagine radiating such order and peace that the environment around you begins to reflect it. That is living in the frequency of creation. So the next time you enter stillness, remember this: you are not doing nothing. You are doing everything. You are aligning with the intelligence of the universe, opening the gateway to infinite possibilities, and broadcasting the frequency that calls your desired future into being. Calmness is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of creation itself. There is a vast intelligence that orchestrates life itself. It spins planets around stars, heals a cut on your finger, and keeps your heart beating over 100,000 times a day without you ever having to think about it. This intelligence is not outside of you. It is within you, around you, and available to you at every moment. And meditation is the pathway to connect with it. Most people live their lives as victims of circumstance. They believe that life is happening to them, that they are subject to luck, chance, or the unpredictable flow of external events. When things go well, they feel good. When things go poorly, they feel powerless. But this way of living is based on separation from the intelligence that governs all creation. In truth, you were never meant to be a victim. You were designed to be a creator. So how do you shift from victim to creator? You step beyond the noise of the thinking mind and into the silence of meditation. When you quiet the analytical mind, you step into the operating system of your subconscious, where your deepest patterns and programs reside. More importantly, you begin to tune into the quantum field, the invisible intelligence that connects all things. In that state, you no longer feel limited by your body, your past, or your environment. You begin to sense yourself as pure consciousness, connected to something far greater than the self you thought you were. This higher intelligence is not mystical. It is scientific. Neuroscience shows that in meditation, the brain can enter gamma brainwave states associated with heightened awareness, peak performance, and feelings of bliss. These states are not ordinary. They reflect a connection to something extraordinary. People often describe them as moments of oneness, clarity, or deep knowing. That knowing is the voice of the higher intelligence within you. And here is where transformation happens. When you connect to this intelligence, you stop trying to control life from a limited, personal perspective. Instead, you begin to trust, to align, to co-create. You realize you are not separate from the field. You are a part of it. And because you are part of it, you can influence it. You are no longer reacting to circumstances. You are generating the circumstances you desire by aligning your energy with the intelligence of the universe. This is why meditation is not about escaping the world, but about engaging with it more powerfully. When you finish a meditation session truly connected, you don't just return as the same person. You return elevated, you return with clarity, with inspiration, with energy. You walk back into life as a creator, broadcasting a new signal into the field, and reality has no choice but to reorganize around your new state of being. So understand this meditation is the bridge between the limited self and the infinite self. It is how you connect to the higher intelligence that has always been guiding you. And in that connection, you remember, you were never meant to be a victim of circumstances. You were born to be a creator of them. For centuries, humanity has searched outside of itself for answers, for meaning, for healing, for guidance, for freedom. We've looked to systems, to authorities, to circumstances, even to luck, hoping something out there would finally give us what we've been longing for. But the great paradox is this: what we've been searching for has always been within us. The secret has never been hidden. It has simply been forgotten. And meditation is the process of remembering. At your core, you are not just a body, not just a collection of thoughts, not just a product of your past. You are consciousness. You are awareness. You are a fragment of the same intelligence that breathes life into galaxies and whispers order or into the chaos of creation. This intelligence is not separate from you. It expresses itself through you. And the more you turn inward, the more you realize that the source of peace, abundance, and wholeness is not found in the outer world, but in the inner world. Meditation is the key that unlocks this truth. When you close your eyes and step into stillness, you pull your attention away from the distractions of the external environment. You release the constant demands of the senses and allow yourself to tune into a deeper dimension of being. In that space, the noise fades. The stories of the past and the worries of the future dissolve. What remains is awareness itself, the essence of who you truly are. This is why meditation feels like coming home. It is not about adding anything new to you. It is about peeling away what you are not, fear, limitation, doubt, stress, until what remains is pure truth. And that truth is that you are powerful, creative, and whole. The secret is not a technique, a ritual, or a formula. The secret is you. Your energy, your consciousness, your alignment with the field of infinite possibilities. When you live from this awareness, everything changes. Instead of waiting for the world to make you feel whole, you realize you can generate wholeness from within. Instead of waiting for success to give you confidence, you embody confidence first, and success follows. Instead of waiting for life to give you love, you radiate love, and love finds its way back to you. Life is no longer happening to you. It is flowing from you. The reason meditation is so transformative is because it reminds you of this truth every time you practice. It conditions you to live from the inside out instead of the outside in. And the more you live this way, the more you align with the intelligence of the universe, the more synchronicities unfold, and the more you realize you were never lacking anything. You only needed to remember. So the next time you sit in silence, remember this: the secret is not out there. The secret has always been within you. And meditation is simply the doorway that allows you to step back into the truth of who you really are.